should we move or should we not? Should we do that step of moving to another country? Should we not? And this was our question when we were going to move to Cyprus or to any other country from Russia, the place where we lived. Hello everybody, how nice to see you again and again. And today I think it's going to be a very interesting video. I would be telling you my experience of moving to Cyprus. Why Cyprus, I will be explaining you that as well. And most of the people, I think, did move to Cyprus around 25, 30 or 20 years ago. There was a few reasons for it. Of course, I will be sitting down and talking with you, my dearest members of family, the guests of channel as well. Many thanks. I really appreciate every single comment under the video. I really feel very happy. And of course, by the possibility to make it, I will be always replying to you back, because this is only how you get in touch with the people who you would love to listen to you, with the people who appreciate your work, and with the people who will time to time, maybe sometimes they will be very busy. I'm talking about you now, my dearest people, and maybe sometimes they will be busy doing this or that, but maybe sometimes they will be switching on to another channels, but I always know that you will be coming back. Of course, I would like to teach you a few phrases, only a simple ones and the very basics in Greek, and will be translating to you how it works or how it doesn't work in Greek, because Greek is a little bit different language of all these languages that I talk personally, and it's very specific language. Cannot say that it's very difficult. You can achieve anything, whether you are polyglot, that's the person who really able to learn many languages, or you are not. It doesn't matter. If you have only the wish to learn it, you will be always trying to do it, and it's enough to want to start learning it. So half of the success is when you wish and you try to do it. This is always we're saying that it's a half of the success. And also I will be starting by the story of us. 25 years already passed. So I've been living here in Cyprus 25 years ago. But we should start from the beginning. We were the young family. I had a little son who was going to the first classes into the Russian school. And then actually he was going to the same school which I was going to. And in Russian schools in those times, it was that the pupil was going to the same school and finishing the same school, but was going from class to class, and it was like that. Whereas here in Cyprus, the pupils go into one school first, then it's called gymnasium, that it's higher up schools going on. So every 3 to 4 years, they are changing the schools. The privilege of our schools is not, they are not changing the schools. So if you're able to go to the same certain school, you're just finishing that very school and getting a diploma of a secondary school. So the video how I started, should we move or should we not? Should we move or should we not? I had a very little daughter then. She was only 1 year old, and I remember how she was speaking Russian then, and she didn't know any other language, because me and my ex-husband were talking Russian. Is a Greek descent man, and he's been here before we met. So because I graduated the Teachers Training Institute of, and I am a philologist of Russian and literature, I could enter as a teacher. I could get a job as a teacher, but unfortunately, after 7 years of studying plus 1 year of practicing at school, was 8 years in total, I could get a job only as a teacher of Russian and literature and could be getting no more than $50. I will be talking in dollars, so you can translate or transfer it to euros. Amount of money was really miserable, and I was feeling sort of disappointed and very upset. I understand that I did love my studying, I did love what I would do in the future, but unfortunately I never ever studied as a teacher, worked as a teacher, never ever worked as a teacher, and never ever happened this dream of mine, because if we leave the waste of time, if we leave all other circumstances of that $50 a month, you would hardly be able to work or to be living just in a privilege or somehow in a lowest, not even the lowest class, because everything after the food was paid, after all this what you wanted to be paid. Unfortunately, this all didn't make me happy. And my ex-husband used to be a builder, and exactly he said to me that we can be going and getting job, because in Cyprus most of the people speak English, unless if there is a very old person who never happened to learn English, but most of the people in Cyprus, they do speak English, and you would be happily communicate with them in the language that you know. So I did know English, I was lucky then, so it helped me a lot when we moved. So we decided and we did move. As I mentioned, my little daughter was only 1. By that time when we moved here, she was around 1.5. And I find out this place very peaceful, very greeting, hospitality people, and people who always would help you, but you had to provide as well. And I was a foreign person who, if I never actually tried to become a teacher here, but actually I tried the latest years, not long ago, and I'm afraid you should be having a lot of people, connections, good connections, in order to be working as a teacher, unless if it was a private school, and these private schools were not they would be paying you the salary, but they were not high payful salary. It would be like they would have stopped you for some summer holidays, 3 months or 2.5 months, while it's not the period of studying, half terms, and then you would be going unpaid leave, which didn't suit to me as well. So maybe that was a reason why I never ever tried to enter or apply for my knowledge of this Russian and literature. Otherwise, I think if I pushed a little bit more, I would be getting that job, because later on I had some suggestions from the different companies to be as a translator, to be working as a teacher, but again in a private school, and as I told you, it was not very suitable to me. Cyprus is very welcoming country as well. My ex-husband did get a job immediately, and that very period of time we had to rent an apartment. Actually, it was not an apartment. The first we rented, it was a house, a 2-floor house. On the second floor it was somebody else, and on the ground floor we were living with our little daughter, because my son stayed to continue his studying at school. and because he already entered the school and he was already finished one class, we didn't want to take him away from the routine of him. But of course, time to time, on every half terms, he was coming to visit us, and I was going and getting him. This is how it was. And talking about welcoming and stuff, they are really people who will expect of you if you're a foreigner. That very time, I remember the first job that I could get immediately straight away. It was in the bar in one of the hotels down the hotel road. It was the Cyprus Maris Hotel, and I worked there around 4 years as a bar woman. So I made many cocktails. I was welcoming to the guests. I was really appreciating somebody leaving tips, and not only I was appreciating all the staff, and we were grateful to work there. And it was a night shift. The night shift was starting from 2 o'clock, and I used to finish. I was starting at 4 and I was finished at 2 in the morning. So this was a little bit hard for me because I never understood why people can work these night times where at night person should be sleeping. But never mind, I did go there and really was happy to make all this welcoming to the guests, and I was slowly recognizing the culture, the mentality, and the culture of the people and local Cyprus especially. And for me it was grateful to live in this beautiful country where it's 320, maybe even more days a year, sunshine, the sea. But unfortunately, when you was working these hours, you never could work and be going to the sea, swimming in the sea, because it was a little bit difficult, especially when my daughter was so little. So we were swapping each other with my husband. So and time to time we were looking after her. She entered then the school. She had to go to the school, and if we took a school for her, the private school, it would be then 25 years ago, it would be around about $150. Well, I remember that when I arrived, it was Cyprus pounds, it was lira, but then 1 lira was about $2. So if you understand me, 150 Cyprus pounds, yes, it was 150 Cyprus pounds for my daughter to go to the private school would be around about $300. So I don't think we could achieve it, because the young family, we had to rent the house, and that ground floor, it was quite big house. We were paying around about 200 comparing to the Cyprus pounds. Cyprus pounds was 100 liras, they used to call it, was $200. For me, then, it was huge amount of money. If you understand me now, that I supposed to get as a teacher only $50 per month. But when I got that job, I was really achieving a great success. We were both working hard, and if you wanted to get another job, you could happily get one job. It was not like illegal or something. It would be just off your wish, and you would be getting second job, or if you wanted, you would be getting a third job. So it was all up to you. And slowly I understood that this country, this people in Cyprus are very friendly to you. And of course, I achieved many friends around me, and I was going from one work to another work. My salary, I must say, was 950 lira per month, with 1 day off in a week. So, but 950 lira, it was nearly $2,000. And now I would be just comparing together with you. Can you compare $50 with $2,000? If I worked in Russia, where I grew up, $50 per month, I wouldn't be able to buy anything for me, and never mind to buy something for my daughter, some presents or toys. As you all know, children love toys, and they would be asking whilst you're taking them outside to the shop or something. When the child is asking you to buy something because he likes, and you cannot persuade the child not to cry and not to want that very toy. So it's a terrible thing, I think. And we really understood that this country providing, if you were not a lazy person, you could always be working and getting your well-deserved salary, I should say, with a proudness that you're now achieving the friends. You go in with a great wish and great satisfaction in your heart that today, if I went there to work, I will be getting my salary. And one more thing I would like to mention, which is very, very important. In our country, if the teacher those days, 25 years ago, was becoming ill, she was just sitting at home and having her ill like sick leave, yeah, from the doctor. She had to have a approval from the doctor that she's from this day to another day she's ill, for example. She would be not getting any sick leave money because it was not her fault that he become ill. In our country, this was totally other way around thing. None of the teachers was paying due to the sick leave or due to any disease they used to have. This was a bad thing. Again, of course, social insurances helps a lot here. The system working very developing, and very the government, I would say, especially comparing to our country where we left. The government looking after its citizens very quite well. So of course many people just tried to move here, and I promised to say you which reasons. We had a few options where to go. It was sort of Australia, because I always loved countries like that. Of course, we never been there, and I have never until now been there, but in Australia, to get there, you had to collect 1,000 and thousands of papers, and at the end you would be refused by consul of your country or the consul of the country where you were going to. Cyprus was the easiest place to come, and one of the most things which attract me, that knowledge of my English that I knew that would help me, because I didn't know Greek then. I just learned it slowly. But if anything you would like me to tell you or to answer according to this task, please write down below in the comments. I will always be honest, and always it's just my story. Maybe I'll be cutting that story in half, because my working experience is continuing for that many years, as many years I've been living in Cyprus. I just don't work couple of years anymore, because now I have Prince Welski. he just produces to me that very safety pillow, should I say, and doesn't push me to work. Even though if I had any need to go to work, I don't mind to work, and I am one of not too many people in this island, especially foreigners who worked that many hours, days and nights. So, but a few words we will continue this my emigrating task, because I have so many interesting stories of my experiences where I worked, the different circumstances, different stories and different friendship relations. All this is going to be announced if you only wish. I think it will be cut it off, and now I would love to tell you one thing in Greek. To say in Greek, what is your name? If we translate it right word after word, because you have to build the sentence in Greek sentence in English is two different ways. So sentence in in English, as we all know, these all words cannot be swapped one after another. So if we want to know what is his or her name, we always say, what is your name? To translate it from Greek, it's gonna be Πώς είναι το όνομα σου. It's a little bit not correct, and that's why I'm saying, to say in Greek, what is your name, will be πώς σε λένε. Πώς σε λένε. How, what is your name? Πώς σε λένε. But to translate it from word to word, it's in English gonna be, how do they call you? Can you imagine? It's just, when we translate it word after word, it's gonna be wrong, incorrect. Πώς σε λένε, it's right. How, what is your name? But if we translate now word to word, it's going to become, how do they call you? Because when we always answer, I am Marika, in Greek will be, εγώ είμαι Marika. Or, my name is Marika. Το όνομα, name, το όνομα μου είναι Marika. Is a little bit of articles going in between, before and after that verb, not verb, noun, όνομα, name. Name is a noun. So, το όνομα μου είναι Marika. My name is Marika. Or, με λένε Marika, which is, they call me Marika. Can you imagine how difference it can bring to your understanding of the Greek language? But because you can learn any method of Greek, whatever method you learn, it will be correct. But as soon as you're not translating word to word, like it is, you're never gonna make a mistake, because as I said before, the building of the sentences, the way of building of sentences in Greek and in English, it's totally different things. So we're gonna use it as an example, what we've learned today, but all I'm trying to tell you is, I will be saying to you the correct sentences for you to repeat. So, με λένε Marika. My name is Marika. So this is a correct, and we're not gonna just translate the word after word. And of course, there is a few more words. I would love to mention it in the next video, because I have already a notice. You're gonna be very fascinated of what I'm going to tell you, because the words that we sometimes use and we don't know where these words coming from. As long as you will learn a few words that I'm going to tell you in the next video, you will be surprised and amazed that the words that you've already used, it will become the words that you will now recognize in Greek language. I would love to thank you for watching. Really interesting to see you. Really interesting for me what you're gonna write down under this video, and I will be answering you very, very soon. Don't forget that I loving and kissing you from the bottom of my heart. Now rising this my juice, favorite black juice, I call it, for your health, from the bottom of my heart. But meia, it means with the health, for our health, για την υγεία. Thank you very much. Cheers.